All right. Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about...
We're going to talk about the vice president debate that's going to happen in October. October
1st, if I'm not mistaken. So Tim Walz agreed to an October 1st debate. I did a video on that, and check it out. And now apparently...
What channel did you do that video on?
Well, I did that on Tarot by the Bay. Thank you for asking. Where's my purple pin tag?
What is Tarot by the Bay about?
Anyway, and Tim Walz finally, he put out there, and JD Vance agreed to it. So we're going to do a reading on the energy around the VP debate, how things go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. It feeds the algorithm, and it gets it out to more viewers and people that maybe need to see it. Gary responds to all the comments.
I respond to many. I definitely read them all. I actually had someone in the comments saying, I don't really expect that you read them all. It's like, I even responded, nope, I read them all.
And, you can have a conversation. It's a great way to connect with the folks watching our videos. Again, these are for entertainment purposes only. We're not out here trying to bamboozle anybody. It's looking up current political events and then trying to use tarot to understand what's going on behind the scenes so that maybe you have a little more insight, a better way of processing stuff that's going on. We just like to throw a little bit of snark and humor into it to make it more palatable, because these are really trying times right now. So being able to laugh and make light of it just takes the stress levels down.
You said that so nicely. I was going to say we don't want to blow sunshine up anyone's.
Oh, well. Oh, my. Apparently that gets rid of COVID, but usually you have to go down the throat, not up one's.
Yes, exactly. Let us blow some sunshine up your bung.
Remember, you have that colonoscopy every 5 to 10 years.
Oh, my gosh. If only we would have tried that a couple weeks ago for you. You might not have suffered nearly as long as you did.
I had COVID. I came back from my Canada trip and I had COVID, and then I gave it to Michelle because what good is it if you can't share it with your loved ones?
Exactly. I got you something, honey, from Canada.
You said you didn't want anything, so I didn't give you just anything. Although I think what I brought back was the American version of that. I don't think it was the Canadian flavor.
The American version. Yeah, the one you would have to pay customs duties on it.
Regardless, shall we focus on this VP debate here? I'm going to let you start off.
Okay, yeah. So I want to do I'm going to do a regular throw on the energy on the VP debate. So I'm going to preface this. I was watching Cash Peters' recent video. And if you haven't checked him out, I love watching his stuff. He does the stick figures. I've never seen the stick figure emote the way he draws them. They're just wonderful. You could totally see the emotions and everything that's coming off of those little stick figures. But he was throwing drawings, if you will, on the vice presidential debate, and he had a very intriguing outcome where at some point in the debate, he's showing that JD Vance's podium is on unsteady ground and it collapses. And JD Vance collapses with the podium. And at that point, Walz has an opportunity to basically ridicule his opponent and really take advantage of this collapse and fail. And instead, Walz helps upright his podium, JD Vance's podium, and help JD Vance back to his feet. And Cash Peters' take on it was, showing the positive nature of their platform and not punching down when someone's down, but actually helping out when someone needs help. And it was really a very positive message. And I just wanted to throw cards on that because I want to see if we get a similar result by throwing cards on it. So let's see the energy on the VP debate that's going to happen October 1st.
And I listened to that. I wonder, the other thing is, will JD Vance even make it to the VP debate on October 1st? Because that could be, he was the vice presidential candidate. He was supposed to do this, and then don't need you anymore. Thanks, bye. And maybe Walz steps up for him, but we'll take a look.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. The energy around the vice president debate with Walz and JD Vance for entertainment purposes only. And if you haven't checked out that Cash Peters video, I strongly encourage you. It's really entertaining. I really enjoy watching his stuff. And Cash, if you're watching, love you, man. Mwah. Okay, foundation of the reading. King of Wands. All right. So this is about messaging and creative ideas and bringing those messages forward. To me, this is kind of I gotta say, this is a Tim Walz card for me. He's got that paternal figure. He's he's got good messaging. He can definitely relate to the common man. Cross with the King of Swords. Oh God, a lot of kingly energy here. It's also he's direct. He doesn't have to be super creative, but he's also very direct. This is no nonsense. This is how it works. You're weird. Underneath it, the Queen of Swords. Good God.
Now, just to throw out there, when I did a reading on Tim Walz, I got a King of Wands underneath there. And previously, I have gotten the King of Swords and Queen of Swords for the combo of Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. So carry on.
Yeah, Walz is bringing the message forward of the platform between what he and Kamala Harris are doing as far as being the agents of joy, bringing happiness and joy back to the United States, and really bringing that message home in the vice president debate. In the past, you got the Knight of Wands. This is just going to be a royalty quarter. Maybe I'll only do royalty for the rest of this reading. It's the Knight of Wands in the past, bringing that message forward. And this could be either side. JD Vance just bringing the MAGA message forward. All the nonsense and all the drivel that comes with being a MAGA, that MAGA loves. I'm gonna go. I just wanted to go check out my plane. Go talk to Kamala Harris, the VP, and see if she's taking care of my plane. But this is probably also, Walz bringing forth the message. Hey, especially to young people. They're bringing that message, and they're attracting and exciting the younger voters.
That's kind of where I'm going with it. They have a message, and they're bringing their message forward.
The current situation is the Six of Cups. This is one of those. It's kind of a nostalgic card, and it could just be simply, we don't need to be so damn divisive. This level of division is kind of a new thing. Back in the past, when there was a debate, we actually debated issues instead of just having name calling and making up nonsense and calling it a fact just because we wanted to believe it's a fact. That alternative fact nonsense. So this could just be simply trying to take it back to when things were a little more. I'm going to use the word gentleman-like, but just it wasn't so divisive.
Remember when we were nice to each other?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have to be enemies because we disagreed on something.
And I think that's what Walz and Kamala Harris are bringing to the table. It's like, hey, we don't have to be at each other's throats, and that's where you're going with it.
Yep. The overarching energy is the Empress, because if we get along and we can talk about these topics without alienating or dividing people, the country benefits from it. We're going to have a much more bountiful harvest, things of value. It's going to be just a better, more nurturing place for everybody.
They talk about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz like bringing back joy and optimism. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the card right there.
Yeah.
A lesson to be learned is the Chariot. We need to move forward because we're not going back.
I don't have to jump in for that one. You nailed it.
No, we are not going back. We're going forward. Why don't you join us for this ride? We don't need to go back in time. when women's rights, when women didn't have rights.
Back to the 50s, just what century?
Yeah, exactly. We're moving this thing forward. We're not going back. Outcome, the victory card. So I'm not getting an energy so much that Vance is going to fail. It's just, I think Walz's message is just going to come out so powerfully, and it's going to be embraced, that it's a clear victory for Walz as VP and for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as a party, as a ticket.
You may not even be getting the VP thing. This is just the whole vibe around Tim Walz and Kamala Harris's ticket.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be specific to the VP part. This is just literally, they've got the winning combination.
Yes. Lot of good cards there. Not a bad card in there. No. Negative, no real negative energy. I mean, we sometimes, the Six of Cups we sometimes associate with a little delusional, but
naivety.
I don't think it's not. That's not the vibe I'm getting from that. Yeah. This is just, we can make America great again if we stop fighting with each other and stop the name calling.
Yeah.
Let's move it and move forward instead of going back.
Yep.
Your thoughts? Anything you want to add?
I jumped in when I wanted to clarify things, and nope, good.
Right on. Your turn.
Right. So, with the VP debate, will JD Vance be the Republican vice presidential nominee come the VP debate October 1st? Will he still be around?
I'll tell you what, if you get some bad cards on this, I know what reading we're doing next.
Oh dear.
Oh my. Oh my.
My. Yeah, let's see. Focusing here on this foundation. They just did a 4-carder. Will he be there? There's a guy on a horse, the mercenary. JD Vance was put in there by the Heritage Foundation. They wanted him to advance Project 2025. Trump says he knows nothing about Project 2025 except for the fact that he knows a lot about Project 2025.
Yeah.
Well, first off, is Trump even the presidential candidate come October, and is JD Vance still the vice presidential candidate? What do we have underneath here? We've got the mercenary, followed by quick messaging and announcements over the airwaves. So there could be some changes coming that come quickly involving the mercenary here. We've got underneath it the 7 of Swords, the sneaking off, the 5 of Cups, disappointment, and then the 5 of Wands, the Hillbilly Brawl card, just a lot of energy, fighting, bickering, chaos. I am not convinced that JD Vance will even be there on October 1st. I think there's a lot of energy underneath here asking JD Vance to walk. We'll give you some money. You just go, and we're going to retract you as the vice president. Yeah, it's a bit. 5 cards are transition cards. You're transitioning.
Yeah.
Just generally speaking, that's what these are. You're transitioning your feelings. You're transitioning from order to chaos type of thing. There's it's almost like they feel like they've chosen the wrong guy. And JD Vance was chosen back when Donald Trump knew he was going after Joe Biden. So he was some safe pick that the folks with the money, the Peter Thiels of the world, they wanted him in there. Trump did not want JD Vance. And I'm not convinced JD Vance is going to be there come October 1st. I think there's going to be some changes that happen quickly, and there's going to be changes on the ticket.
Hey, drop me down on your cards.
No.
Away already.
You don't get to see my cards.
Because, it's funny. When you were dropping those cards and you started, I had the exact same thought. It's like, that explains why all of my cards were Tim Walz cards about the VP debate.
Yeah.
That could certainly help explain why I wasn't getting anything that was giving me JD Vance vibes. Everything was Tim Walz vibes, because it could be that JD Vance might not be around for the VP debate. And when Cash Peters saw that that podium collapsing, that could be JD Vance getting booted, and that Walz wasn't going to go on the attack on that. That he might show empathy.
And how easy would it be for Walz to kick down on, oh, guess you're not vice presidential material. You went after me for IVF and, this, that, and the other thing. And it just could be like, hey, man, it could reach out to him and say, hey, they really did you dirty on that one. That's not cool what they did.
Yeah, it's that, of course, this is current energy.
Yes.
So it could be what the cards Dave's throwing is currently they are looking to get rid of him. Now, whether he actually is gotten rid of is a completely different throw.
Yeah, I think there's certainly discussions going on with it. What's really weird is that weird. I know the article that we did our readings for last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were on Trump not campaigning and why he wasn't campaigning, and then he went ahead and campaigned.
Yes,
and we had links to stories telling us that he wasn't campaigning.
Yeah.
So my apologies if it's like we're going off of what the news is telling us and then like trying to look into the announcements, but obviously something changed.
Yep.
And Trump is really trying to he's spinning his tires in the mud. He just doesn't know how to get out of this. And Trump never owns it. So it's got to be somebody else's fault. And JD Vance is going to be the most obvious scapegoat in all this. Why don't you do a four-carder, Gary? Is Trump going to scapegoat JD Vance?
Okay, we can do that.
Now, in the next 2 weeks or so, will Trump have scapegoated JD Vance? This is all JD Vance's fault. Or do it before October 1st. So give him the next 6 weeks.
Okay. Well, Trump scapegoat.
Mind you, Trump has got a bunch of court cases and information on that coming up in mid-September. So they might try to make a change in mid-September to try and steal the oxygen from the Judge Merchan sentencing.
Yep. Well, it's interesting because they still have all those ballots that they need to.
I know they're running out of time, and that's the other thing. Folks keep saying, "Well, they can't get rid of JD Vance." You're right; they cannot get rid of JD Vance. JD Vance has to resign that position, and then they can hold another Republican National Convention and nominate a new VP. But at some point, there is a drop-dead date. At some point, the states are going to send their ballots out to the printer, and that's it. And if JD Vance gets off the ticket, you can't check the box for Trump Vance because that's not the ticket anymore. So you have to handwrite it in. And now you're relying on a bunch of room temperature IQ people who thumb their nose at education, being able to spell Trump's name right, which they could probably get because they could look down and copy their T-shirt. But man, oh man, he better choose a VP that doesn't have more than 3 letters in their last name.
Oh, what if he picks Laura?
Oh, Trump. See, there you go. Trump with a 2. Trump
exactly. 2. Trump times 2. I mean, that
would be his safest bet.
That's probably how they would get around that. Okay, so will Trump scapegoat? I guess in this tape, scapegoat is Trump looking to dump Vance by October 1st for entertainment purposes only, unless you're a family member of JD Vance.
We want to find out if the JD stands for just dumped.
Yes. Ace of Swords is the foundation of it. Sword of truth, sword of justice.
Sounds like somebody's got a new path, a new star. Lara.
Got the magician.
God.
Manifesting and creating.
Bringing something new. Happy family. I think you nailed it.
Happy family.
Yep.
I think you nailed it. Fun. Or maybe it would be Don Jr. Oh, wrong spelling of the son. Okay, is Trump gonna dump JD Vance? So sort of truth, it's like this was not my pick. This was someone that was foisted on me. I'm the star, and I've been hamstrung with this moron that doesn't know which end is up. The truth is coming out, and it's going to shine a big shiny light so everyone knows exactly how this happened. And then Trump is going to wave his little magic wand, and he's going to make this a happy family affair.
Right.
We said when we were talking about Trump's VP picks, we had talked about Lara Trump, because I called her Laura and you corrected me. We talked about Lara Trump being like one of Trump's top picks because it's family. He's all about keeping it in the family, that whole nepotism, because you can trust family.
And she's in charge of the money. She's in charge of money for the RNC. He only puts people in charge of money who he really, really trusts. Because what's more important to him than money?
Yeah. Do you want to? Any comments on that?
To me, this is, I got a new. If it's not Trump leaving to secure his happiness in his future, it's absolutely getting rid of JD Vance. I got a new idea. I'm keeping it close to the family. I'm announcing that we have a new vice presidential pick, and it's going to be Lara Trump.
Yeah. So it's the star. Yeah. Is this the sort of truth? This is all the crap that Trump's doing, and he's going into Rikers because Mershon let him have it, and the star is going to be gone. And now we got to come up with a new candidate, and we'll be one happy family once we come up with it. Because the world is seeing the truth on Trump. Yeah, I just get a feeling maybe it's not JD Vance getting rid of, but it looks like there's going to be a change in the ticket.
There you go. If you want to make it a little more general.
Yeah.
Sure. Could be both of them gone at that point.
They could be. Well, I guess I know what our next reading is going to be. You heard it here first. Well, you probably didn't hear it first.
Yeah.
I think other people have been saying that they see that Trump dropping out or Vance getting kicked off the ticket. That there's, and Trump is certainly just really butthurt that Biden dropped out, and I
was gonna win.
He doesn't have the armament. He brought a knife, and now it's a gunfight.
Yeah. He was going to purse snatch some 80-year-old. Now they've replaced it with a 50-year-old. And now the purse snatching doesn't look so good anymore.
Yeah, especially with the 50-year-old bigger than you are.
Yeah, it's Medea. Go for it. Go take Medea's purse. See what happens to you. Pull out her little 22.
So I guess what we're seeing here is that there looks like there's going to be some disruption in the Republican ticket. I think that's we could say.
Yeah, by the time that VP thing comes around.
And that Walz's message is going to ring clear in the VP debate.
Walz and Harris, there might not even be a VP debate at that point. It's a town hall.
It may just become an hour and a half rally sponsored by
town hall. It's going to be a town hall. It's going to be a town hall. That's all it'll be.
Who's broadcasting? Is it ABC? No, that was the presidential.
I haven't looked to see who's doing the vice presidential.
I guarantee there's people shouting in the comments who it is.
Not like we can't figure it out, right?
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Pausing. Hang on. CBS.
Then the piano player says, "If you hum a few bars, maybe I can play it."
CBS will be the one broadcasting on October 1st.
It'll be on CBS, folks.
Okay. Anything else we want to throw on this one?
That's it for this one.
Okay. So VP debate, to summarize, we're not sure there's going to be a VP debate. And when Gary read on it, it was all Tim Walz and Kamala Harris all the time about spreading their values. And then we kind of then say, well, is that because JD Vance isn't there as the VP anymore? And if he's replaced, who are they going to replace him with? So he may not be there. And it may be Trump with Lara Trump, assuming that Trump's still in the election at that point. This is a wild election year. I'll tell you what. Okay. Anything else you want to add to that?
That's it.
All right. Catch you later, everyone. Take care.
Bye.